Every business needs to grow its top line by signing up good customers. But do you know that your businesses are rejecting up to 40% of the good new customers that come to your door? And that's after you spend millions of dollars every year to bring these customers there, and millions more on your technology and vendor stacks in order to process that individual's information, and thousands of people in manual review when the computer system doesn't get it right, only to reject up to 40% of these good people. So we think that this needs to change. My co-founder, Mimi, and I, Sunil Madhu, have started Instnt to solve this problem. Instnt's based in New York, and we're the first insured customer onboarding solution. With one line of code, Instnt allows your businesses to completely outsource your onboarding stack without any impact to your business processes. You're able to reduce your costs by at least 30%. Instnt will guarantee to double your top line by halving your rejection rate of good customers. And if those two things aren't good enough, we'll absorb up to $100 million of your loss if we get the answer wrong. So let's show you how to do this. Amy? This is Instnt's dashboard. With 3 clicks, Instnt generates a piece of code that you can use to outsource your entire onboarding process. It starts with recreating the form. We're all used to doing this. We go to the websites and mobile applications of all the brands that we consume, and we start off by filling out that goddamn form. We have to put in our name and phone number and firstborn child's information and everything 100 times over, and go through this process over and over again. So the first step in Instnt is recreating that form. You can drag and drop all of the fields and create as complex form flows as you like to replicate the forms that you have on your mobile apps and your websites. It's really simple. And the next step after this is you tell Instnt where Instnt should route or send your good customers, what Instnt should do with your declines, the bad customers or fraudsters, and what Instnt should do about people that need additional vetting, that need review. You can even ask Instnt to take over the review process for you to do things like document verification, checking people's passports and driver's licenses and so on. And you can even do KYC through Instnt. Most financial institutions require to comply with identification programs. We've turned KYC into a checkbox. Lastly, you fill out your encryption key, which allows us to encrypt your customer's data so that only you can decrypt it. There you have it. You've got a piece of code you can copy and paste onto your website and mobile apps. We also have native libraries available for native applications. Now let's show you what this code actually looks like on a bank website we created earlier. So here's Acme Bank. We've replaced Acme Bank's sign-up page with this line of code, which essentially takes over your old sign-up form. Mimi's going to pretend to be a customer of Acme Bank, and she's going to fill out the details of this form. Mimi's already taken care of most of that.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign up for an Acme Bank account. So I filled out most of the information here. I'm going to go ahead and accept the terms and conditions and create my account. Ooh,
and there
this
you
is the
go.
best bank ever. $6,000 free dollars.
That's right, just for opening up an account that fast. That's awesome. So now that we've shown you how that works, behind the scenes, what's happened is Instnt has sent a payload of encrypted data with the customer's information that has been enriched by our AI, which does everything from network checking, device checking, verifying the identity of the individual, velocity checks, and much more. We've taken that enriched data and we've injected it into your application to the predefined destinations for where we should send the good, the bad, and the people that need to be reviewed earlier. Now, this isn't the only thing. What about the benefit to your consumer? Wouldn't it be nice if we, as consumers, as customers of these brands, don't have to keep going through this process over and over again, especially when we're reapplying to services that have often got the same underlying issuers? So let's show you what happens if Mimi goes to an e-commerce site a week later and tries to sign up there. Go ahead, Mimi.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy something from Apple Mart, but I'll go ahead and create an account before I do that. And Instnt has recognized that I've used Instnt to enroll before, so they're asking me if I'd like to auto-enroll. I can click here and see some more information about Instnt, but most importantly, I can see what information this brand is requesting. And it looks like all they need is my first name, last name, email. I definitely want to buy this thing. So yeah, I definitely like to auto-enroll.
So there you go. Instnt's actually created single sign-up. Your customers can now get frictionless one-click enrollment with guaranteed access to your brand experience without any friction. So when you think about the positive use case, what about the negative one? What happens if someone steals my information or Mimi's information and tries to do this again? Mimi?
All right, so we're going to go ahead and try out Acme Bank again, but this time I'm going to switch out the email address. So they've stolen my information, but they're going to use their own email here. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the terms and conditions, and I've been thwarted.
So Instnt's engine, under a second, has vetted that individual and figured out that they're fraudulent or they pose some sort of risk, and they've rerouted that individual to your pre-configured decline page with the payload of information. The beauty of all of this is your application doesn't get impacted. Your existing compliance officers' heads don't explode. We're able to provide the information to bank-grade compliance levels that allows them to carry on being compliant. So if you're thinking about onboarding customers without friction, without the cost, and without the rejection rates that you all have today, please come and see us downstairs on floor 5. We're Instnt. Thanks very much.
Thank you.